too perfect till I open my big mouth. I want to be me. Is that not allowed? And I'm too clever, and then I'm too fucking dumb. You hate it when I cry, unless it's that time of the month. And I'm too perfect till I show you that I'm not. Thousand people I could be for you, and you hate the fucking law. 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 Don't say hello, 'cause I got high again and forgot to fold my clothes. Don't say hello, 'cause I got high again and forgot to fold my clothes. 'Cause I'm too messy and I'm too fucking clean. You told me get a job and you asked where the hell I've been. And I'm too perfect till I open my big mouth. I want to be me. Is that not allowed? And I'm too clever. And then I'm too fucking dumb. You hate it when I cry, unless it's that time of the month. And I'm too perfect till I show you that I'm not. Thousand people I could be for you, and you hate the fucking law. 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 You care for me when no one else is there for me. You provide air for me to breathe. I watch you restlessly. Take it. When no one else is there for me, you provide air for me to breathe. I watch you restlessly. I never meant to hurt you. I never meant to fall out of love with you. Because I truly did love you. I still do. But not in the same way.
I'm not even regular like that.
Take it.
All right. What's up? What's good, everybody? Sup? Tradetopia. Tradetopians. All right. Let's see. Let's get things going over here. All right, 1 second. Y'all can hear the sirens like that? That's wild. All right. Let me get in the chat here real quick. Buenas tardes. ¿Qué tal, Cesar? What's up, Patrick?
No, this is Patrick.
What's up, Harshi? Miss y'all. Hernan, ¿cómo estás? Gracias. Morning, family. What's up, Linz? What's up, Vaughn? Archie here. Welcome back. Thank you. All the best. Nah, we got good energy going right now. You already know. All right. Hold on, let me send this stream out to my people on IG and Telegram. Un segundo. What's up, Damien? Lucio, Mauricio, Luis, Justina, Joe. Got Pierre in here. ¿Qué tal, Gabriel? Sen. What's up, Seth? On the run. Gotta do what you gotta do. What's up, Blipped? Vaughn. Greg. It feels good, man. It feels incredible. Best day ever. What's up, Toby? Appreciate everybody. All the love, man. What's up, Marty? We got Brandon, Juan, Remy, Nikki, Mateo. All right. 1 sec, guys. All right. So, what do you guys have in your line of sight? As you guys seen, Bitcoin doing Bitcoin things. We broke all-time highs. Guess what? It was awesome. That's how we started off, man. You know? Look at this. Come on. 125? Sheesh. Got Ski here. Ski's been working, guys. Our crypto challenge doing its thing. Slowly but surely. Getting there. Looks like ETH is going to go for all-time high soon, too. So, but we'll talk about crypto a little bit later. The last stream that I did on Tuesday, I talked about this zone right here for NASDAQ. And, yeah, apparently that was the low. So, yeah, we got a lot to unpack together. All right, here we go. Okay, so big picture. When we're looking at NASDAQ, we're looking at Dow Jones, etc. This is what we're looking at here. This morning, we started things off with a nice little liquidity sweep. And actually, before we do all that, let's take a look at what we can expect for this week. Government data. Consistently, we may not be seeing these things, and so I'm interested because we should still get interest rates regardless, because the Federal Reserve is not a government entity. But this is in a couple weeks, right? So let's go to this week here. It is projected that the government stays shut down for the whole month, but we'll see how that goes. But today, no USD news. Tomorrow, same thing until Wednesday. Now, Wednesday we have the meeting minutes, but this is the recap from the last one. So this is just a quick little summary on that. Unemployment claims here. This data typically comes from, who does this come from actually? I think this is also a government-related data point, so we might not be seeing this either. But the thing is, even without news, like NFP, still tentative, but same thing. We'll see how things change throughout the week. But at the end of the day, just the rumors and, you know, what's happening here, what are we doing, all of that is going to impact pretty consistently the markets anyways. So we should have some kind of unexpected high impact news throughout this entire month anyways. So, all right, let me pull up a couple things here. All right, check us out. So to start off the week, we got a classic liquidity sweep here. You know how we like it. Nice little sweepage right there, and then immediately we see the loss of momentum, and now we're trading down here. So first thing, we can recognize that retail sellers get taken out. So when we see the market go up, this typically will entice buyers, trigger buy stops, and then we immediately start to lose that momentum. So look at how we had basically no demand here. Price just comes crashing down. So, and then now we've been steady right here. Steady chilling right there. So this creates a break retest type of setup there. So looking at something like this, now this would be a counter trend trade. So this would be going against quite a bit of momentum, but definitely has a good probability. I do want to look at Dow Jones and see if that gives us extra perspective before this. However, there are buy setups too that I'm definitely interested in looking at. So the first one, since it's the closest, we'll focus on this real quick right now. But yeah, look at how we are basically losing momentum right away, and right now we're just kind of building up buyers leading up into New York Open here in about 9 minutes. So I'm interested in sells kind of around like this area right here. I will add, counter trend setups like this they do lose a little bit of probability, but for me, still enough to take a position at this. And then on top of that, look at the difference between Dow and NASDAQ. So let's put these side by side. All right, so if we got these side by side, this was taking out Friday's London high right here. If we look at Dow has just been squeezing leading up to Friday's New York session. So Friday, right, we had a lot of movement. But from here, we were also very efficient on the way down. So look at how we had this push to the downside. The market came back, rebalanced, came down again. So a lot of nice, healthy movement. This imbalance hasn't been filled though, right here. So what could we see before looking for shorts across the board with indices? I do believe we need to see the market sweep retail sellers here and here. So there's definitely liquidity building up here like crazy. So we as you can see, we have this like ascending wedge where the higher lows keep progressing to the upside, but we're just kind of squeezing up here. So typically I do see a nice push. We get above these retail sellers, maybe even trade into this imbalance. And then from here, we could see a short. So in this current 5 minutes that we're seeing, Dow is starting to push higher, while NQ over here chilling. So already, just to start off this week, this month, this quarter, NASDAQ all-time highs, whereas Friday price action, though, is more bullish right now on Dow, but NQ had a head start. Now, to go back a bit and look at how the market was trading last week, NASDAQ had this big spike here. The market immediately came right back up, so rebalanced it. We moved sideways. One last push. So this kind of gave us a shakeout just to end the week. And then we gapped up and the market just hasn't really come back yet. So could we see a reversal from NASDAQ down here? Here was that big push down. This took out Thursday's New York session. This rebalanced into Wednesday's New York session. And we can see something similar here with Dow, like Dow kind of creating tons of imbalance here from Friday. So I feel like we could come back kind of down to these levels, rebalance a little bit after shorting. So for buys, it's kind of going to depend. We'll see what picks up the most momentum to start things off, but there's a couple key zones. So we have the big sell-off here from Friday. So you have something like right over here, like this zone overall. Now we can refine our zone here. We have some imbalance down here and then the gap over here. So the lowest I would start looking for buys would be like in this gap. But with the imbalance that we have right there, this could be another option right over here. And then from there, we have another area, which is right here during London, where we spike down, take out Asian session buyers for the most part, and then rally. So this right here, as you can see, NASDAQ has been extremely bullish during London versus Dow that stayed just choppy. So for that reason, I like the buys on NQ. And this sell is going to be based on, kind of just seeing what this looks like over here. So look how NASDAQ, so we have New York open in 4 minutes, like 3.5 minutes. Look how it's already, pushing higher and higher. I won't sell NQ unless we have swept liquidity already and we're trading somewhere up here. So I'm holding off right now on NASDAQ, kind of playing it by ear type of situation. All right. Let me get into the chat here. What is everyone else's thoughts? All right, what's up, Dan? Filmowit, what up, Corey? Guten Morgen. I like that NAS shakeout sell. I put it on a higher time frame, and it looks like a regular trend retracement after expansion. Don't forget we have FOMC on Wednesday. Yeah, but the FOMC on Wednesday is kind of just a recap of the actual interest rates in conference, so it's really usually nothing crazy. Would you be targeting the imbalance above the liquidity on US 30 for sales? Yeah. So we could be looking at something in here. Here you have that last push up and then it just melts. So if Dow is going to be what is struggling to go up, then we do have this like combined zone where it's like liquidity is swept. imbalance is filled, and this last push up, this is an order block. It's not really a like, it doesn't sweep a ton of liquidity and then drop, but this is the last, buy order before everything just melts, and it's been squeezing. So right now, for example, Nasdaq's sitting up here in the zone where I would have wanted to sell, but it's a little bit more improbable, because we don't, like, okay, for example, if Dow Jones pushes higher to sweep liquidity, that could easily do the same thing on Nasdaq, and now it breaks this high. So if you like a setup like this, this is where, you could consider opening up your stop more. You'd have just a bigger stop loss. The risk reward would not be as, it's not as sexy, like the risk reward just isn't as nice. That's it if that's how you want to play it. I prefer just seeing the market overall be more efficient. So I'd rather look at how that's going there. I'd rather see it push higher. But I think we're just gonna get it right now. Like, if we're up here right now, like let's say in this 1 minute, next minute New York opens, this thing pops up, and then Nasdaq just is chilling here, then let's pull the trigger. So let's see, waiting it out. Got a couple more seconds. All right, Dow starting to push down. Let's see. All right, New York open. Let the games begin. Look at this. Dow Jones dumping. Nasdaq chilling. Both shorting. Nasdaq shorted nicely first. So if you took the Nasdaq sell, obviously you're lit. I didn't. Right? I did not take that. I wanted to see the liquidity sweep first. So I'm a bit more patient, and that's okay with me. If I was in the short, let's say, I'm assuming some of you might be in this, I would have my stops at break even, though. So I wouldn't really put too much more. I wouldn't let this trade turn into a loser. So I'm holding off completely on these so far. Let's see what happens, because this could just turn into a mitigation play too. So let's say this stays bearish, then this may turn into a completely different setup. So I'm not necessarily too concerned about, oh no, I missed out on a little move. Okay, it's all good. I play what gives us the highest probability, so this mitigated already. Let's see if we get Dow up here. Now the other side of the coin is we did have Dow push down, liquidate a little bit, and then rally, but we just don't end up getting any higher highs either. So this doesn't end up creating a new structure or anything like that. So yeah, honestly, I'm just pretty patient on any setups here right now. I'm going to play some alerts here if we start to clear these highs. In the meantime, we can go check out kind of what's going on with other options. I know oil put out of a cool zone. Junior and I were talking about this yesterday. Where is it? This thing bounced right out of here. Right at the open. Gapped up, came back into this area, and then ran. So, not a bad move. I think oil is going to give a completely new setup. So, I think anyone waiting for oil opportunities can wait and let it kind of confirm if we're going to start getting a swing trade here. Left kind of a gap that pushed down. So, we might be seeing this thing turn around here soon. Look at this. All right. Now, we have NASDAQ right now starting to really give us a bit more of a stronger confirmation. Not ready for me yet, but we are seeing the sweep above liquidity, the push into this zone. Here's where we wanted to sell. I was extra cautious because of liquidity, but clearly we're seeing that these are trading in opposite directions today. After this push down, we saw the rebalance right away, and then we're pushing down again. So this might give us a shorting opportunity. If we can stay bearish here, like just keep trading sideways for some time, then I'm definitely open to shorting over here and continuing this push down. But all right, let's go look at some metals real quick. So as you guys can see, it's been so bullish. Gold does not want to stop. Starting to see a little bit of some reversals after we started off again to the upside. So with the government shutting down, the typical like money going into safe havens is continuing. So metals and crypto, it looks like, has become just the safe haven against the dollar. So this thing has been ripping and ripping and ripping. We have established a new higher low over here. The market gave a nice little pullback coming into the zone before the continuation. So trading out of these levels down here, I don't really see much going on. Like maybe, let me just double check here real quick. Now everything is pretty efficient over here. So gold buys, there's not really too much to look for over here. Here's a little push down on Thursday. Just a little push to the downside. Market rallies. We don't really come back too much here. So for me, I would love to get into shorts. I just don't have any setups yet, to be honest. There's not too much going on here so far. So despite the volatility, I think I'm going to stay out of gold until I just get something abundantly clear. All right, so look at this, guys. Now Dow is starting to push down as well. So we're seeing these both go into they're both trading actually pretty similarly. Dow looks like it just has a little bit more of a desire to go higher. We'll see. All right, I'll come back to that. So gold, super bullish. As we see the market chop up, the only other move was from Friday, basically right around New York Open, where you have that huge spike down, and then the market just comes right back up and then goes from here. So we might have this as a sell, like a huge sell position that could want to mitigate later. Not the easiest setup by any means. And then if you're trading silver, similarly, right? Big push down here, huge move. Market now has been on the come up. So again, this huge move down, this was Thursday, New York Open, similar to gold. But gold's been rallying more aggressively. So gold definitely has more of a bullish push than silver. Silver's slower on the way up. But this huge move down, like we haven't mitigated anything yet. And then we had another silver push down here with some imbalance. So there might be a good chance in here somewhere in the future. I'll keep my eyes on this. We did tap in here, but this order block and this imbalance, so not quite there for it yet. We had a little sell-off here that you could argue this mitigated and is now running. But in terms of taking any new positions on silver right now, looking for any shorts, I don't have it. Okay, so Nasdaq coming back pretty quickly from after it drops, is bouncing right back up, and not the typical move that I like to trade. Now, sometimes people will say like, "Oh, this broke the previous low. This is a lower low." For me, I would not consider this a lower low. One, we're bullish. We're trending bullish on every other time frame except for the 1 minute. And when the market breaks this low, it's like, okay, what's the intention? To rebalance, to fill in balance? Is it for why? Why did it do it? And then when it does break the low, and we're sitting down here, well, okay, why would the market stay at these lower levels, these lower prices for such little periods of time? So for me, this looks more like a sweep below, and we haven't quite rallied enough to say that we are bearish. But look how quickly this came back down. Comes down, comes back up, comes back down. Okay, so if we keep trading down here, that's a different story. Looking at Dow is really pushing to the downside now with way more aggression. So we're seeing Nasdaq sitting at where price is at around like 6 in the morning, just 2 hours ago, right? That's what we're rebalancing right now. Dow, on the other hand, is getting back down to Friday's price action. So definitely more bearish price action on Dow Jones. Has officially swept liquidity, taken out London session lows, Asian session lows, and now we are trading in kind of a New York session price action. Significantly different than the NASDAQ. So these NASDAQ buys, for me, look the most qualified since NASDAQ is way slower to work its way down. And you can see the sell-offs, the liquidity sweeps. So I think we can get down to here in the future. And by then, we might be seeing, Dow filling in balances to Friday's open. So we'll see. I'll play some alerts here if we're starting to get closer. But yeah, NQ is just holding up pretty well. All right, so we talked metals. Metals are chilling. Zoom out here. Let's look at the dollar pairs. It's just been squeezing. Australian has been just moving sideways, just doing literally nothing here. So I still have a buy opportunity kind of set up down here, and then a sell up here. The sell, this one is based off of the 17th of September. If I remember correctly, this might have been FOMC, actually. So a huge sweep. And that's been the high for the last 3 weeks or so. So looking for something in here, just depending on what the rest of the market looks like. We then have pound as well. So if you look at Australian and pound, this setup here for the Australian dollar, nice little push down before everything drops. This could be a decent buy. GBP, kind of just same thing. It's like a descending wedge. So just liquidity building up for retail sellers, and then same thing with buyers. So for me, not too much going on here that I want to be in anytime soon. Canadian dollar just squeezing here. Last few days, it's been bearish, but like the pullbacks have just been rebalancing. Not really big mitigation plays. Not something that I'm always looking to. And considering like I scan a lot of the market, I'm just never in a rush. I'm not really forcing anything. So it's pretty much letting the market come to us. Now, I do really like this euro sell because euro has been way more bearish than everything else. So eventually, I think we can work our way up here and see a decent sell. All right, just quick updates, guys, on indices. NASDAQ starting to push down some more. We might get down to these London lows here soon, so I am going to pull the trigger on this setup when it gets to here. So I'll be looking for buys in this area right here. Right over here. Here's where we see that sell-off. Now, either it's going to play out of like right this or right below in this imbalance. So either way. So what you want to have right now set up is kind of understand what your contract size is, your lot size going into a trade like this. Make sure you have your risk on point. Also, just be ready. Like, are you willing to lose in order to win? All right, so I'm going to be pulling the trigger once the market gets down to here. What's nice is we got Dow already looking to fill these imbalances. Massive move. And honestly, we have a whole bunch of liquidity up here that can function as targets. So taking a buy on NQ may turn into a nice reversal, honestly. So let's see. All right, I'll have an alert here if we get closer. Okay. Now moving on, we've gapped down significantly with the yen. This thing has just been melting through. Didn't quite get to up here where I wanted some shorts, but it can get back to these FOMC numbers in the future. This big gap here, at some point, market's going to come for this. We saw a nice sweep, and then everything just tanked. Right there. Took out the high, dropped, and then made its move. So could we see the market? And then look at this. So it took out the high, came back down, reversed into this imbalance. This was Friday, and then kind of just squeezed a little bit before it just bled out. Is there anything going on here that would symbolize like a position? So looking at yen futures on this contract doesn't really give us too much. We probably have to go to the continuous to get a better idea. And we did. So if you looked at the yen, this is playing into the imbalance from early August. And then now, thanks, baby. Now we have the market bouncing back up. So could we be seeing, a 4-hour time frame shakeout setup where we saw this clear liquidity get below to start the week? This could set the weekly lows, came right back up. So it's not like we're spending too much time below these lows. Is this enough to give us confirmation that we're bearish, or is this just a way to get the market to lure in, sellers before everything rips to the upside? So yen, I could see this becoming a swing buy scenario. Mainly because of what we're seeing on the 4-hour, how things have turned around here. If you're looking at the 5-minute, we are seeing a break of structure, so we are seeing the market kind of shift momentum. So I think if we continue to trade up here, I'm open to buys with yen for a nice swing. See if we can take this all the way to fill this gap. Be a huge trade. I'll keep an eye on the yen. NZD here. Pretty sideways. Buys are not looking to... I don't really see anything with buys here for now. Little imbalance over here. All right, let's check in with indices. All right, Dow still pushing, and Q holding up right here. So yeah, that covers the majors. Let me look at the chat. I'm sure some of you maybe have something that you're seeing, and maybe I just kind of glanced over. What's up? Just had a clicking moment when you said if USRD sweeps all that liquidity, it could push way past that NAS zone we got. Yeah. Stock to check. FISERV. It is a payment processing company which owns Clover Card Processing Systems. How did that get on your radar? That sounds pretty random. Or I'm just uneducated, which is equally as likely. All right, let's see. Starbucks down today. AMC, Peloton. What's up today? Intel up another 4% today. About to hit 40. Let's go, baby. We gone. The next target for Intel. So right now, some of you are about to be up about 100%. Next target for Intel here is in this zone. About 42 and up. Yeah, I tried gold. Today, this is not really a setup for me, so I'm chilling. Fadi Fadi. Oh, I haven't seen this name in forever. What's up? All right. This is up like crazy. Sony's pushing. Uber's pushing. Tesla's pushing a little bit. All right, let's see here. Etsy. Let's look at a couple other things. Okay, Weeble. Okay, I think Weeble might give us an entry that I'm looking for. Guys, be on the lookout. The stocks upload, the video for the stocks challenge should be coming out either today or tomorrow. Snapchat actually gave the entry, but I was not able to do this. So sadly, I have failed all of you. But Snapchat did come into the zone that I wanted us to get into. I'm going to wait. If we get below $8 again today or tomorrow, kind of will depend on which gets to the zones first. But we'll see. There you go. Look at that Paul song. There, Chipotle popped off. I don't know if you're on, but Chipotle did its thing. Lulu here still kind of squeezing, so kind of hold off on this. Up 84% on Intel. Let's go, Greg. I love it. Yeah, Greg's been taking advantage of these stocks calls. All right, so let's see where Weeble's at. Honestly, this is the move. With the squeeze too. All right, let me see something. I think I'm going to commit to this one. So our first take here, and the thing is this is all efficient. So I think I see Weeble just going straight, like kind of parabolic soon. up into like this range where we had this huge pump right here. So let me show you guys. Because this has been squeezing for a little bit. And we saw the market just absolutely lose it. Go over all the way up to here. And this is where my target is, at least. So this goes like 60% at least. Pushing maybe 70, 75. So, and this is just from where we're at right now. So, guys, I'm going to do this. This is the official first call. You guys got it first since you're on the live stream. But if you guys weren't familiar, I'm going to be doing a challenge where I'm going to just start with 1,000 and then grow it just based off of technicals. So today, this one, I think I'm going to actually go for a bigger push, but about 70% on the first one. So this will be Weeble. I am also going to be buying this on, ironically, Weeble. And let's say the official entry prices, we'll call it from 13.75. And honestly, any entries in here are fine. From 13.75 to like 14.75. These will be like our entry zones. So, first flip entry zone right here. Oh, Altaker's investments? Dude, James Altaker, that's crazy. I remember his first like stocks thing from like way back. I was like, I think like 2017, 2016, 2015. That's wild. All right, keeping up right now with going real quick right back here to Dow. Yeah, this is starting to play into this imbalance nicely. NASDAQ holding up significantly better. I still think it could break below. It has motive to break through more of these lows, playing more towards London's low. So, waiting it out. Okay. All right, so anyways, Weeble, this is the entry, and then the target, the exit is this thing breaking out. Because we've been in a 5-month squeeze here. So let's see if we get it. And then exits as early as basically $23. That would give you about a 63% run. And then, you know, exit at your own discretion. I'll make a post about this once I'm done with the stream. All right, so you were asking about, what was it? Pros or cons, in my opinion, on James Altaker. Who was it? I don't remember. Oh, you know what? So there's another guy called Timothy Sykes, who was like the first investor guy that I saw back in like 2015, maybe 2014 or something. But yeah, honestly, I haven't kept up with him or any of these guys, so I don't want to say anything negative. I remember reading one of James Altaker's books. I forgot which one it was. I think it was about like ideas or something, and I thought it was pretty cool. But I don't know anything about his newsletter or investments or anything like that, so I can't really. Not here to say if it's good or bad. I just don't really know. But what I do know is I can look at whatever this stock you just asked me about. All right, so this is on NASDAQ. Did this just IPO? It did just IPO. Okay. So this IPO'd in July. We are below IPO, which is good. This has been squeezing. So there's a couple pros and cons to something like this, Pierre, is that since you don't have a baseline on what low is, this could just free fall. Also, you still don't have signs, at least for me, there's not really enough signs of a shift in momentum, so we're not really seeing any bullish structure yet on not even the 1 hour time frame. So I wouldn't pull the trigger on something like this, or at least not yet. And I also just don't know anything about this. So let's see. All right, pull up my little scorecard here. Okay, so company's growing. Margins are pretty good. Strong cash flow. Yeah, I mean, this looks good, actually. Financials-wise, this looks pretty solid. So, yeah, I think long-term, I'm sure this will do fine. Since right now we're sitting at, like, price discovery, but on the lower end of things, not in the bullish side, it's a little bit more, I guess you could say, like, you don't really have a good baseline quite yet on where it's at. And then if you look at the market cap, this thing opened really, like, for something that just launched, this thing is at 68 billion market cap, so it's pretty big. But it has been dropping, not too significant. It's nothing too crazy, so it's been pretty mellow overall. I'm not really interested in this quite yet, but yeah, feel free to bring it up in the future. I'll keep my eyes on it. All right, Dow is still bleeding out, starting to crack below Friday's New York Open, playing into this zone. Meanwhile, NQ is just squeezing. So we might, I don't know, maybe we don't even get down here anymore. I should have looked at this 3 minutes ago. But this is kind of giving us the example of this swept some of these London lows, not like the London low, and then now starting to push higher. It looks to me like Dow Jones is looking to get all the way down to the low that it made on Thursday. Here we had clearly we had smart money come in, take out tons of buyers, and then just rip. And this is our 15-minute low here. So I wonder if we kind of have alignment between NASDAQ's London session low and Dow Jones low from here. So more boring waiting. How much is your initial investment per stock? So it's not per stock. So this is just one specific challenge. So for this challenge, the idea is you start with 1,000 on one stock, and then once you take profit, you use the principal and the profit. So let's say we did 70% on this one, then that would be 1,700. We would put that full 1,700 into the next play. So 1,000 would go into Webull. So here, right, Webull. And then entry price, let's just say like $14 range. So I'll put the range here. Exit target, I forgot what I said, like 20 something. So let's say 23 to 33. That'll just be up to you guys. And then from there, you know, we would realign it. So date, what is today? October 6th. Six 2025. US 30 buys below Friday's low, 1 hour imbalance. Got it. Okay. Yeah, look at that. This thing's now trading all the way over here. So yeah, I'm waiting. I don't want to really buy Dow just because this thing is not just because it's a falling knife, but if we look at how this all looks relative, Nasdaq's just holding up significantly better. So when the market's done bleeding out, it kind of makes sense for Nasdaq to be the one that really, really rips. So I think we're gonna keep going lower. S&P also is getting pretty close to filling this gap to start the week. So I could definitely see it go, take out these lows, fill some of this gap, maybe even go lower. Nasdaq's already starting to rip though. And I mean, for all I know, today just might be a day where I don't take anything, and that's fine. Let's see. I know you guys took a peso buy, right? On Friday or Thursday or something? I think I saw Seth send one of these out, and then this thing ran, so dope. Hope that went well for you guys. Looks like it could be creating maybe a little move here, but liquidity, But it looks like it might be making another setup right now. So some of you, anyone take a buy here on peso during London? Otherwise, might be setting up for a different one because we saw just a couple hours ago sweep some liquidity here, and then the market bounce right back. So these are some classic examples of money coming in, luring in sellers, liquidating buyers, and then we're almost establishing a higher high here soon. So this could definitely become another opportunity. Let's say we go up here and we're just trading sideways. Then we can see a nice little trade. We took NQ as well on your day, the official NAV day. That's so funny. Let's go. What did you guys do on NASDAQ on Friday? Did you guys sell? Buy? Short out of here, maybe? Let me see. Let me think about it. Let's see. I'm curious. I want to see. I forgot what. I don't think I looked at what you guys traded on Friday. Sold it off hard. Sick. Yeah, I'd love to see you guys are winning. I think Corey passed the challenge that day. I'm sure it's almost withdrawal day for some of you guys too. Let's go. You're like a sniffer dog. You went straight to it. You know, I should be able to see it, right? I think I had a newsletter drop already today, a new one. Let's see, where is it? Was it? No, I think it comes out at noon. All right, yeah, we will have another one coming out here too soon. All right, so I'm staying patient here on these NASDAQ buys. Since we're getting to the extremes, it might be around here, but we'll see. Did anyone drop any other stocks in here? Okay, so what we're going to do as well, Bitcoin breaking through another all-time high. Let's go. All right, S Fund rallying. Nice. All right, bonk. All right, bonk. There we go. Some of the meme coins are pushing. So overall, market's feeling it right now. Everything's pushing up. ETH. Let's see, did we get 5K ETH finally? Sold at 235. Oh, Bitcoin, not new all-time highs, but back over 125. Okay. At least this is based off of Coinbase. So let's see. Yo, you know what's dope? Is that we talked about this. Like we talked about this. Yeah, Brandon, I mean, you don't have to start with 1,000. You can start with whatever you want, whatever makes sense. Yeah, it's just whatever you want. I'm gonna walk you through a little bit in the video. I'm gonna do an upload, so it'll be like a structured video on how to do it, how to do everything. But yeah, just shoot me a message, Brandon, on school. So, but what's dope is like we talked about this, especially I know in the syndicate we talked about what the market could look like, how it could turn around, what everything meant. And so it's just really cool to see all of it come together, come into play out. And especially I know for indices, like we talked about this on the syndicate session where after the government shutdown, exactly what it could look like, the push down before the thing rallied to make, new highs and all that good stuff. So I love it. I love seeing these break down and everything play out. So just experience. Okay, so we're seeing Dow, it was starting to push down, starting to lose a little bit of momentum. It's getting closer and closer to that last push down. And Q here, I wonder if we're going to end up getting down to the zone. And then S&P getting into that imbalance. Remember, we were looking at this. S&P has this gap here. So I want to see this. I feel like this should push down a little bit more. If you look at S&P is definitely more, just less aggressive. The drops on ES are, I would say, more like it's less, like it makes one move and then it's just kind of a slow grind up. So even here, we got into some of this gap, this imbalance. That could be it. That really could be all it needed, and then the market wants to run. But I'm not really here to trade like that. I want to get these extremes, like on the extremes, whether it's Dow over here or NQ over here. For our crypto one, it's Ski. This is the one that we're in right now. So you've had a lot of time to get into this if you haven't yet. And then depending on what your data feed is, these look like they've spiked up a lot. At one point, I think I got in around like 0.033, like over here somewhere. So at one point, we even saw like 24, 25% profit. Right now, we're only up like maybe like 10. but in due time. Now, the good thing, too, with crypto is the dominance. So Bitcoin's losing dominance. It was pulling back for the last month or so to get right over to here. And then now when Bitcoin dominance goes down, basically it's just giving a lot more strength to altcoins. More money starts to flow towards altcoins. So I think we got a retracement, and then we can continue to see money flow into altcoins instead of mainly into Bitcoin here. So you can see this definitely start to push further and further and further down. So that's what we'll be waiting for. So that's why I think like the altcoin push starts to really happen now. Total market cap pushing. Total market cap including ETH, I believe, just cracked all-time highs. Total market cap outside of, excluding ETH and Bitcoin, still not pushing as much as I would want it to. And then if we're looking at everything outside the top 10, we have a long way to go. So we've seen the overall basically altcoin market be about 40% higher than we have. And this was about a year ago. Just about a year ago. This is like after the Trump highs. There she go. Oh, nice little Dow is doing its thing. So it came into the imbalance, right? Got below Friday's price action. Came into here. Pulled out of here pretty nice. About 100 points up from this imbalance. Not a trade for me, but you know, if anybody was looking to trade below Friday's low, you know, if this is some sort of entry model for you, cool. Not for me, but I can see the logic behind it. Is it too late to buy dog? Nah, never too late to buy dog. Not even close, honestly. You'll have better entries than a lot of people in this project. Yeah, this is at a great price. Absolutely. You can get this on Kraken too if you're in the US. Xverse, Kraken, wherever. This ripped really well from last week, almost 50%. So yeah, this is at a really, really volatile range right now. So if we can get ski to pump quick, then we may be able to cycle into dog for the second flip on crypto. All right, so I think today's session will be a little shorter than usual. There's just not really too much else going on. Let's see what's oil is still pushing. Oh, oil's got some momentum. Good morning. What's up? Woke up late. It's all good. Well, I just want to say appreciate all of you guys for all the love. You guys were in here just showing tons of love. So we appreciate the ideas. All the congratulations for the wedding and everything. So appreciate y'all. If I see anything else, I'll go ahead and update in here. I'm gonna go here, and if I know some of you guys are referring your friends to the free community, so I'll go ahead here and send that in. And then yeah, big shout out to Seth and Joe who just crushed it while we were gone, took over, and it was cool. You guys got to see how quality the syndicate traders are and just kind of their growth. So that's always amazing to see. And since we're going into quarter 4, if you've been waiting for your opportunity to join our more private community, which is just a lot more hands-on. I call it like a personal training basically for traders. I would just say, like, don't wait for the new year to start to make decisions. Go into the new year with momentum. Go into the new year with a totally different way of trading, of just how you are. It's not even just about trading. Like, how your trading results are a reflection of your identity, of your discipline. So, if you want to go into 2026 with absolutely everything, then scan the code on the right so you can learn more about it. Pull the trigger. It is worth it. Trust. So go ahead, take advantage of that. You'll thank me later. So it was Fire that did a great job. Thank you all. We appreciate it. Not much left to you guys. So keep going, guys. I'll see you tomorrow, but I'll be in the community checking in, especially if any of these setups start to get closer to execute. So I'll give you guys the update there on the stocks, and then you'll see an upload from me here pretty soon regarding the first stocks challenge as well. So take care, guys. I'll see you later.